All right. Hi, everyone. It's Alexa here with Kelowna Now, and I'm super excited. I have Natalie in studio with me today to share her journey. So Natalie is going to tell us a little bit about her story and her why and why she's in Kelowna. But she is here to talk about her services with BrainTrust and that she's a stroke survivor.
Yeah.
So she has suffered from a brain injury, and she's excited to shine some hope for some people out there in our community. So, Natalie, can you start with, you're not from Kelowna, so where are you from?
Quebec, but I moved with my husband in 95 to BC.
Why did you come to BC?
It was a dream of my husband because he wanted to ski the slope of the crazy Canadians.
Yeah, we've got good snow.
Yeah.
So how long were you in Kelowna?
In 2004.
Yep.
I remember this because I was pregnant with my daughter.
Yep.
9 months. And I had her in July.
Nice. And what were you doing in Kelowna? You were a teacher, weren't you?
Yes.
So what did you teach?
French immersion. And after my mat leave, I told the district that I was here, and they hired me right away. And my husband, who used to take my daughter beside the school so I can allaiter. What's that? Breastfeed.
Yeah. So you're in Kelowna, you're a new mom, you're teaching, life is moving, you're loving life, you're loving the BC life, and then what happens?
I went from putting my lunch bag in the cupboard and I fell over.
Oh my gosh.
And I woke up 3 days later in the ICU. I couldn't talk and I couldn't move. And 3 days later, my leg came back, but slightly. And they wanted to give me a stand-up walker, but I said no, and I walked, and I started to pedal.
So how old was your daughter at this time?
17.
Okay.
And she had to grow up really fast.
Yeah.
And she was able to drive, and she drove herself to school. I wanted her to go to school because normalcy is a key.
Yeah. So, I mean, so you had a stroke.
Yeah.
And does this run in the family, or like were you like, that's not something you wake up every day and you're just like, today's the day I'm gonna fall to the ground and my whole life is gonna change?
My father had a thrombosis in his leg, and I think that's why. But I have a heart condition. I have a mirror. And my mitral valve is not functioning well, and when it's from birth, and when I was 7 weeks old, I flew to l'Institut de Cardiologie à Montréal, and they discovered that. And the reason I had the stroke is because it went through a hole in my heart.
Oh.
And it went to my brain. And if I didn't have a hole in my heart, it would have given me a pulmonary embolism, and I would have died.
Oh my gosh.
I'm glad I had the
That
hole.
hole
Yes.
in your heart.
And in 2022, I went for a heart operation in London, Ontario, because they could do it laparoscopy. I would rather have that than an open heart
Surgery.
Yes.
So how old were you when the stroke happened?
55.
So you're young.
Yes.
You don't expect to hit the floor at 55.
Yep.
So can you tell us kind of like the challenges? Like how many months did it take you to start? Like you haven't fully recovered. Is that safe to say?
Yes.
So you've had to adapt to your new life and your new challenges, and being in society and all that kind of thing. But what was the hardest part of the journey that you've had to go through? Like how many months did it take you to start being able to talk again?
I didn't know what a fork was. I had to relearn my alphabet.
Yeah.
And I used to say la, le, and I have to mention my friend Gwen. She's the one that created 185 document for me, because at the hospital, speech therapy is only done in English, and she's the one that gave me my French word, and then in turn I gave it to the speech therapist, because there are people who have a stroke and that speak French. And my husband would walk in the corridors and ask me what color is this and what color is that, and
you didn't know.
No.
So talk me through that. How many months, years?
Yes. We started with the alphabet, and then I would read one syllable word for 2 months.
Just practice.
Yes. And 2 syllables and 3 syllables, and I would read. And I couldn't write, and I couldn't read.
Right.
And I did vision therapy here in town, and they're amazing, because I'm able to read.
Yeah.
And my speech therapist was a member of my book club.
Cute.
Before the stroke, and she invited me back to the book club once I was able to read.
So you're 55, learning to read.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you're learning letters.
Yep.
And then you're slowly. So you're a mom. Are you feeling like like you didn't have a lot of hope, or your family kept you going?
Yes.
But did you have days where you're like, I can't do this? Like, how am I supposed to relearn this? They say that little kids, learn a lot faster than as you get older. It's harder to learn something. So at 55, you're having to reteach yourself what colors are, a syllable, put words together. You can't write.
I remember I watched a paper clip and I told myself, what is that? And then the word, the speech therapist would say the word, and it's, I don't know, it stays there forever.
Yeah.
I don't have to learn what is a paper clip. And that's God sent, because it would have taken an eternity. And I wanted to mention my daughter and husband, they gave me hope.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to be there for my daughter.
Yeah.
And I got really good care at the hospital, but there's not enough people. And in order to see everybody, it takes much longer to have your outpatient therapies. And someone that's alone and depressed, I don't know how they can do it.
Yeah. So your family has really pushed you to fight.
Yes.
So do you still find yourself, I'm sorry to ask, how old are you now?
57. 58.
Yeah, we forget about our age after a while.
58.
So like maybe let's talk about that. So I know that BrainTrust has been there for you.
Yes.
So how did they support you also during this journey?
I had to hire a woman, which is Leah, and not Kate, but she would cook for us and help
Around the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
And do my therapies. And my husband also got a friend, many friends, to come home so that I can speak. I was tired. I was not happy with him, but is the reason why I'm talking to you right now. And Kate, she came she came while the lady was there and after. And she would come and she would play with me. We would play taboo.
Nice.
Yes.
Fun.
Yeah. And she would drive me to appointments because I couldn't drive yet.
Are you driving now?
Yes.
Oh, yay. Freedom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Freedom. And she's a godsend. And BrainTrust is essential to recovery.
Yeah, so there's people out there that don't have your amazing family, so
Yeah.
we do need brain trust.
Yes. Yes.
They are the people that are looking out for us,
Yes.
or looking out. You never know. I mean, what could happen?
Yeah.
Brain injuries are extreme, and they're connected to everything, and it sounds like quite a hard couple of years.
Yes.
And you still probably have days where you get very frustrated.
Yes, but not as much, because mindfulness saves me. And I remember when I woke up, I thought, what's now?
Yeah.
And I breathe. And I picture a leaf on the creek, taking my negative thought away.
Switching it to a positive.
Yes. And I taught it to my children, my students, for 15 years.
Yep.
And
is that where this lovely book came to play?
Yes.
So can you talk a little bit about your book and what this means to you and why it's so important?
Kate read it when it was in its infancy on my iPad. And when I said my book is available at the Mosaic, she said she writes me an hour after, and she has the book. It's a story about Anatole.
Yeah.
I don't know why I chose that name, but and it's the story of a bird that had an accident, and he couldn't fly.
Oh no.
And he couldn't move.
Yeah.
But with friendship, mindfulness, and growth mindset, he realized that nothing is impossible.
Nice. And you drew
Yes.
all this, but you're right-handed and you had to learn.
Yep.
So you're left-handed now.
Yes. I have to put something in my hand to,
So you've changed.
Yes.
You've had to adapt.
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. So where can I buy this book?
At the Mosaic.
Oh, love that. Love that. Does anything go towards anything, or does it go to any kind of brain trust, or do you donate anything, or?
I donated, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I donated it to schools.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
It comes in English and
French. Yeah.
And I read it to all the immersion schools in the district.
Wow.
And I finished last Monday.
Nice. So will you do that next year as well?
Yes.
Fun. Amazing. So, Natalie, can you tell me a little bit about what you're doing now? So you're volunteering.
Yes.
And why do you volunteer?
I volunteer at the rehab because I want to give hope to people. And there is a man that I saw, and I told him my story, and he started to cry because he wasn't able to talk. And many weeks after, he managed to say something to me, and
Get chills.
yes, and I'm excited. I cry, and yeah, yep.
So you're there once a week to try and help people who are suffering from strokes, or is it brain injuries, or both?
Both.
Yeah.
And hips and
The waves,
yes.
the ups and downs.
Yes. And I'm part as well in a group that's outpatient, and I'm a co-lead with the speech therapist.
Yeah.
Because I'm speaking way more than the other people in the group, and so it. I hope it means that they are trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you have to try really hard and practice and read, and like really you're spending, you said, like months trying to say words.
Yeah.
And crazy. So scary to think that one day, you know, I'm talking like, well, I don't have a brain injury, but that can happen.
Yeah.
So you love giving back.
Yes.
Can people, like if I wanted to volunteer, or people watching this right now, can they come and volunteer time? And you don't have to have experience, do you? Can you just come and help?
Yes. At the hospital,
Yeah.
there's tons of volunteers, and you can phone the hospital and ask for volunteer services.
Yeah.
And they are going to put you in contact with Debbie or Ken, and the world is your
oyster.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about, either your book or your journey with BrainTrust, or your struggles, or a last minute message you want to give everyone on why it's so important to support each other, or support others during a brain injury or a stroke?
All brain injury is different. All stroke is different.
Right.
And I would like for people who has a brain injury or stroke to reach out to BrainTrust and or the group that we have in town. We meet every Thursday at 11:30 at the Mission Library and in the community room.
Yeah. Well, it's just easier to talk to someone that's going through a similar, or support each other.
Yes. And
it's community, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we laugh and laugh and laugh and cry.
And laugh and then cry some more. Yeah.
And it's God sent. I'm always saying that, but I really believe it.
Well, you're just happy to be alive.
Yes.
And that you're back to walking, talking,
writing
books, volunteering.
Yes.
That it doesn't have to just be you had a stroke and you're done.
And I work with the advocacy.
Yeah.
And I took 2 webinars on advocacy, and I wrote a letter to my MLA and my MP, and I'm a part of a committee that gives funding from the KGH
Yeah.
Foundation.
Yeah.
And I work out.
Yeah.
And I practice my speech.
Yeah.
Doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
And my husband keeps on telling me that I have to slow down.
No. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But you're doing amazing work and you're giving back.
yeah.
How do we support BrainTrust? I know there's a conference coming up.
Yes.
So are you attending?
Yes.
Amazing. So if you want to meet Natalie, we've got tickets on the website.
Yes.
People can buy. And then they're also on Eventbrite. And this is just a really fun evening to get together
Yes.
to learn more about brain injuries and raise some money.
Yes, it's during the day.
Yeah.
And it's on June 11th.
Yeah.
At the Grand Delta.
Nice. And then people can always just go on the website and donate money, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming in, Natalie. I know how hard it is to talk about stuff, personal stuff that has gone through, which you've gone through. I think you're amazing and inspiring, and the fact that you wrote a book and you keep fighting just shows you that, stuff happens in life that we can't control, but you made a choice to fight.
Yeah.
And now you're doing what you can to give back to our community.
Yes.
So that's what other people in similar situations need to look up to people like you, that it's possible to even do. Maybe that was your path on, like, you're to give back.
I know. I look at my stroke like a gift.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
why, but
yes.
Yeah.
And it took me a year and a half to be able to drive, but now that I can drive,
no stopping you.
No. And don't give up.
Don't give up. That's a good message to end on. So thanks for watching.